Welcome back to Walk, Run, Soar. This is part 2 of day 36, number 46 in the book. We're getting so close to the end of this thing. This one's called Fighting the Good Fight. And I like this one because the verse that she, starts with is, and this is gonna, I don't know if it sounds morbid, but it's whatever. It's one of the verses that I would love to have, printed in whatever little program at my celebration of life when I've gone on, because I like this verse. I think a lot of people use this verse for that type of thing. Well, and she talks about using it for that type of thing here in a second. But the verse is 2 Timothy chapter 4, verse 7. I have fought the good fight, I have finished the race, I have kept the faith. And I like that. I want that verse to be what defines my life when it's come to the end, So she talks about how different things that they had to do when her first husband, Eric Lee, had passed away, and how it's never easy when it comes to the headstone, what you want to put on the headstone of your loved one. And they'd settled on his name, his birth date, and death date with a cross in between and the words of that verse, which I think was really good. And she says, the Apostle Paul declares in his letter to Timothy, I have fought the good fight. And that's the first part of the verse. In other words, Paul remained a faithful soldier to God and a defender of the gospel message despite opposition and persecution. And Paul had to battle for his life and ministry. His second letter to the Corinthian church reveals some of what he experienced in his lifetime. He was imprisoned, flogged, beaten with rods, stoned, shipwrecked, chased by bandits, criticized, hungry, and homeless at different points in his ministry. You can find all that in 2 Corinthians chapter 11, verses 23 through 28. So the first part, I have fought the good fight. He remained a faithful soldier. This next part, I have finished the race. He likens life to a race, and he is writing to whoever reads the letter that they need to keep their eyes on the finish line and the heavenly prize. And then he concludes with, I have kept the faith. Paul has been a good steward of what God has entrusted to him. He stays faithful to the truth, never embracing false teachings or veering off from his call to carry the gospel to the Jews and the Gentiles. And Paul, and I like Paul. He's one of my favorite Bible people, just because of where he was. And Paul used to be Saul and used to persecute all these people that he's now, working with and reaching out to, and all of that. Paul's a good one to read his things and think where he came from. But and she also shares this little statement. Our world and culture so often emphasize living in the present rather than looking to the eternal. So that's one of my main takeaways from this one is remember what you're focusing on. Is it just where you are right now, or the eternal? Because one of my favorite lines, I don't know if this really has anything to do with this devotion, but it's one of my favorite lines from kind of a, what's the word? Not super did up movie called The Time Changer. And the main character towards the end of the movie shares, he goes, the truth of it is that we're all going to live forever. It's just, where are you going to spend your eternity? And I thought that's a really good line, because our souls are eternal, no matter what. Whether you believe in God or not, your soul is eternal. It's just, where is that soul going to spend that eternity? So I like that. So anyway, back to this. Our faith step. What does it mean to you to fight the good fight? In what areas are you fighting right now? What would it look like for you to level up? Write down a few areas you would like to work on so you can run your best life race. What does it mean to fight the good fight? I think it's because it really is a fight. And on a side note, if you've never read This Present Darkness, and I can't think of the author's name now, but This Present Darkness is a wonderful depiction of spiritual warfare. But so that's what Fight the Good Fight makes me think of, is to keep my faith and help to fight that spiritual warfare that happens in our world today. And along with that, you know, tell as many people as I can about how much Jesus loves them and what he did for them, and how precious that makes them. Our inspirational quote is from a name I cannot pronounce. It's Juma something, the '89 New York City Marathon champion. The will to win means nothing without the will to prepare. That's a good one, I like that. And our training note from Coach Sean, whether it's a long run or intervals on the track, finish faster than you started. This teaches your body to be fast even when it's fatigued. I know on my my half marathon training plan that I used for, along with Jeff Galloway, I used this strictly half marathon training plan when I was training for the challenge. A lot of the long runs would have you do a certain amount of time or distance, strong finish at the end. And it really does do that for you. It teaches your body to be fast even when it's fatigued. So I definitely agree with that piece of advice. So I hope everyone's Tuesday is wonderful. And I can't believe we're getting so close to the end of this devotional, but it's been so good. I have my butterfly from vacation on here. Let me take that off just real fast. But what I was gonna say is butterfly is very sticky. Okay, we're just gonna leave the butterfly on there for right now. But I said it at the beginning of this and I'll say it again. Definitely buy this book, because there's all kinds of stuff in the back that I'm obviously not sharing that's good to read. And I'm not even, you know, reading all of the different aspects of her stories that she shares for each devotion. So buy this book. I don't get anything for promoting it. It's just, it has such a pretty cover. That's what first drew me to it, was the cover. But it's really good. So you should buy this and read it again. And you know, you could use it like it's supposed to be used, a 52 week. So one devotion a week, and it has spots to write down your training goals and things. So but it's good, and I've really enjoyed doing this. So have a fantastic Tuesday, and I will see you tomorrow.